Okay, I just want to talk about this headline here, and I think this is a damn shame, and this is how low the tribe of Gad has fallen, and this is what the native headdress is reduced to. It's reduced to sport and entertainment when it wasn't designed to be showcased for entertainment purposes. Um, the headdress is very important. Um, it's a symbol that represents bravery and honor, and only a distinguished community member, such as a warrior or a chief, is honored by wearing that headdress. They're the only ones that are supposed to put on that headdress. It's very serious. It means that you're very brave and you're very honorable, and you're very intelligent. But that's what the headdress is reduced to in this day and age, and that's a damn shame. But that's a part of the curses. But what I'm really thinking of is Psalms chapter 137 verse 3. Now before I get started, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that do teach well and that have taught me this truth. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, Kwam Yasha Allah and Abad Babal. Yeah, man. So 9-year-old Chiefs fan smeared by Deadspin goes to Super Bowl wearing face paint and native headdress. And yeah, but information has come out that this little boy, he's actually Native American, and he's a part of a tribe, and he's an active member. And I just find it very strange how um, his his uh, his tribe actually came out to support him for dressing this way when going to the Super Bowl. They were okay with this. I just find that very strange. But at the same time, I'm not surprised because Gad has fallen so low. They don't really care about their own customs and traditions anymore, and they have been assimilated. Right? They're assimilated. But this little boy, when he dressed this way, he received a lot of negative criticism from white people. A lot of white people called him out and said that he was racist. But as soon as they found out that he was Native American, it was okay. It was okay, and that's when his tribe came and supported him. But he's not supposed to be dressing this way. Now, let me get Psalms 137. Psalms 137 and 3. So it says here, Psalms chapter 137, verse 3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. Yeah. And that's what happened to us when we were carried away and we were brought into captivity. They told us to sing and dance, and they wanted us to entertain them. And yeah, and this is it. This is it. This is just another way of doing that. And we know that football is for entertainment, and that's why the name of that NFL franchise is called the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a mockery, and you dressing this way to the game, that's a mockery, right? So yeah, it's messed up, and you Gadites, you're okay with this. Now I just have to say this, man. To require somebody as a song, especially in their time of calamity, especially when they were taken down out of rulership. Um, that's a very barbarous and inhumane thing to do. Even an enemy in misery is to be pitied to a certain degree and not to be trampled upon, right? And it is a very sleazy and disgusting spirit to upbraid those that are in distress with their former joys or with their present griefs. And it's like you're challenging them to be merry in a time when they shouldn't be merry. when you know that they're out of tune for it. It's very disgusting, and that's what the so-called white man has done onto you tribes, especially the tribe of Gad. Sing and dance, sing and dance. He just takes you down, stole your land, raped you, raped your woman, raped your men, and he's telling you to get up and dance and playing him a song. Play him a song. That's wicked, man. All right, it's very barbarous and inhumane. um, but hey, this is how low Gad has fallen. It's a damn shame. But don't worry, Gad. You're going to overcome. You're going to overcome. Uh, that's what the scripture says in Genesis 49 and 19. Right, Gad, you're going to overcome at the last end. So you Gadites, man, you forgot your history. You forgot your history, and you don't care about your customs and traditions. Now, what is the significance behind the Native American headdress? It's a serious thing to put that on. You know, if when you wear that, or what it represents, it represents bravery and honor, and really only a distinguished community member, such as a warrior or a chief, are really supposed to wear that headdress, right? So, they're only supposed to wear that headdress. A chief or a warrior, or somebody that has shown bravery or did some type of valiant act. So let's go into that. Okay, so yeah, let's go into this. All right, so it says here. Okay, I'll start up here. Who would wear a headdress? Only those who were known as being admired and greatly respected from other members of the tribe would wear a headdress, as it is a symbol. As its symbol represents bravery and honor. A distinguished community member, such as the chief, a warrior, or a person being honored for something, would wear the headdress. It was once common for a headdress to be worn during battle, as well among the Native American people of Canada and the United States. Currently, you would most likely see a headdress was worn during a traditional Native wedding ceremony or another ceremony, such as a powwow or other ceremonies. So, this ceremony that you see on the screen here, which is the Super Bowl, that's out of place, right? It's not a powwow. It's not a ceremony. It's not a wedding. You're not going to war. This is for entertainment, right? So this shouldn't be worn, right? This shouldn't be worn. So why the hell are you wearing that? Now it says here, there are many types of headdresses that have different styles and meanings, but one similarity among them all is that they had to be earned to be worn. You got to earn that. You got to earn that. It means you got to go through hell and back. You got to show that you're loyal to your tribe. You got to show that you're honorable. You got to show that you're brave. And you got to be intelligent, man. You got to be smart. All right? So, in this day and age, everybody's just putting this on. They treat it like a costume. Man, when I was a kid, I saw people dressing up as tribal chiefs, man. What the hell? And I remember the brothers and I, we went to, I believe it was Six Nations, and we went to this guy's store. It was an Edomite. He owned a store in that reserve, I believe, and he had the headdress on the shelf, and he's like, "Hey, you want me to put it on and we can do a little dance?" And then the brothers, we all looked at each other like, "Yo, this guy's insulting Gad." But that's what it's reduced to, man. I've witnessed that myself. Being in the flesh, seeing that. Like, they don't even care about what the headdress stands for anymore. They don't care about that. The headdress is like a crown, too. That's like an actual crown. And each feather that's on the headdress represents an act, a noble act that person did. So if you see a chief with like maybe like 40 feathers coming out of it, means he did a lot of serious things, a lot of noble things for his tribe. So it says here, both man and woman can wear a headdress. The only difference would be some men wore the war bonnet style and women would wear a beaded headband style. So it says, now that we know who should wear a headdress, who shouldn't wear one? That basically means everyone else shouldn't, who hasn't earned it or something to earn the right, shouldn't wear a headdress, you know? So, yeah. And it just goes, how can we be respectful regarding the headdress? You guys can read that for yourselves. But yeah, man, let me go into Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 is you've become a proverb and a byword. And it shows, man, how they imitate you in the public. And they just put on your traditional garments and they think it's a joke. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And it says here, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yoshai shall lead thee. That's right, you become an astonishment. You become a proverbial poem. You become a byword, calling you redskin, calling you a tomahawk. Right? Bywords, man, a proverbial song. You know, an astonishment. The Kansas City Chiefs. It's wicked, man. Among all nations, whither Yahweh Bashem Yoshai shall lead thee. Yep. So that's all nations. That's all nation, including the nation of Edom. Including the nation of Edom. Yeah, you know, you Gadites, man. I'm gonna keep saying this. You've forgotten your history, man. And a lot of you really don't care. But the Lord cares. That's why when you go into Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, 3 and 15, to be exact, it says here, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And the Most High requireth that which is past. So, you know, the Lord, He requires the things that have passed. So let bygones be bygones. The Lord doesn't accept that. He doesn't accept that. Oh, you know, we came, we conquered, you know, manifest destiny. No, you got to pay for that. The so-called white man is going to pay for his crimes. Okay, he's going to pay for what he has done unto you. And you've forgotten. You've forgotten. Do we have to remind you? Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go into this, man. This is 10 horrific Native American massacres. I'll just read here. It says, the first 100 years or so of the United States' existence was filled with travesties like the Civil War and the enormous slave trade which flourished in the South. Hey, and that goes into the Southern Kingdom. Notice it says in the South, and that's where the and that's who the kingdom is. It's the Southern Kingdom, and you were in the South. That's spiritual, man. Because slavery was heavy in the South, and rightfully so, because this dealt with the Southern Kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, mainly Judah, right? In addition, manifest destiny and inherent racism involved with the white man's burden led to a number of horrible massacres of the Native American population. Some are well known, like the Wounded Knee Massacre, but there are other terrible examples that we shouldn't forget. And yeah, that's right, you shouldn't forget. And you tribes, especially the tribe of Gad, you've forgotten. You've forgotten. And this shows, man, that you've forgotten who you are. If he is really a Gadite anyway, you've forgotten who you are. This is not a joke. Okay? Your culture is not a joke, man. Take it seriously. So you've forgotten. You've forgotten. Now let's go into the history here. Number 10, Sand Creek Massacre. Number 9, Camp Grant Massacre. Number 8, 1860 Wyatt Massacre. Number 7, Bridge Gulch Massacre. Cypress Hill Massacre. 3 Knolls Massacre. Maria's Massacre. Yankachuk Massacre. Clear Lake Massacre. Bear River Massacre. And there's so many more massacres and atrocities that was done onto Gad, man. Oh man. Okay, there's so many. I'm gonna read number 10. You guys can read them all yourself. I'll post a link in the description during post-production, as I said, right? So it says here, at Sand Creek in the Colorado Territory in 1864, the Cheyenne village of around 800 was supposed to be protected territory. Chief Black Kettle had brokered a deal with a nearby U.S. Army fort for his people's safety, but this proved to be an outright lie. Yeah, you can't trust this devil. Doesn't the scripture says, never trust thine enemy? That's Sirach what? Chapter 12? Yeah, that's Sirach 12. Let me pull that up. Never trust thine enemy. Can't trust this devil, man. He's a liar. Remember, he's the father of lies. He's the father of lies. Can't trust a guy that lies, man. So let's go into Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 12. I think it's 12 and 13. I think so. Yeah, no, 12 and 10, Salakia. So it says here, this is Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? And that's the so-called white man. He's a serpent and he's a wild beast. Really, he's a filthy beast. But that's who he is, man. And nobody pities you. Nobody pities you because we're playing with the devil. We're playing with a snake. And the snake is set up to bite you, man. What happens when you come in contact with a wild beast, especially like a wild bear or a wild lion? He's gonna tear your ass up, man. You can't pet it, right? And that's what you get. I tried to do. You tried to pet it. Yeah, but you're not supposed to trust your enemy. And this devil has shown countless upon countless of times that he's your enemy. He's not your friend. He's not your friend. And this was a clear example. He pretended to be humble, and he made a deal with you. And during that, when they made that deal, I'm sure the so-called white man, he spoke smooth words unto you guys. Oh, we love you. We like you. Don't worry, we're gonna get along with you. You'll have protection. You'll be safe. We're gonna get along. But deep down, man, war was in his heart. That's what he was thinking. And that actually goes into Psalm 55 and the 21st verse. Matter of fact, let me pull that up. This guy speaks smooth words, and that's done through these contracts, these treaties, right? And there's a saying, the pen is mightier than the sword, right? But let's get Psalm 55, Psalms 55 and 21, and it says here, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. That's right. Yeah, that's what you see here. I'll just read it again. Chief Black Kettle had brokered a deal with a nearby U.S. Army fort for his people's safety, but this proved to be an outright lie. Yep, and he went back on his word and he lied. Okay. Colonel John Chivington had decided that winning battles against local Native American tribes was the best way to become a territorial delegate to Congress. So he wanted to advance his political career, and the way he did that was killing you tribes. So yeah, that's how these other nations they get a come up. That's how they get ahead. They get ahead by destroying you tribes and making your lives miserable. All these politicians, man, that's how they get ahead. They destroy Jake or Israel's communities. They make their lives miserable. It's true, man. That's politics. Okay, anyway. It says, when spring 1864 proved fruitless for battle, he used a 700 volunteer militia to burn Native American villages. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? 700 volunteer militia. So these were volunteers. They weren't getting paid. They volunteered, and that shows you the hatred of the so-called white man. And doesn't Esau hate you? He has a perpetual hatred. Esau hated his brother. Yeah, he hated his brother. Perpetual hatred. Perpetual. Per, perpetual. Well, let's see. Perpetual. I know there's maybe I forgot. I forgot where it is. Where it is. Perpetual. No. Esau hated his brother. Esau hated. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Yeah, Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Yeah, he wanted to slay his brother after his father died. You know, he's a classy sociopath. He's a classy psychopath. You know, he has a little bit of class. He just waited till his mother and father died. You know, then he went and killed his brother. But yeah, man, he hates you. He hates you, and that's an ancient hatred. And that's why they volunteered, man. 700 volunteer militia. Wow. 700 able men, mainly Edomite men, volunteered to burn Native American villages. Can you believe that? That's wicked, man. They weren't even getting paid, okay? They weren't getting paid. And that's not an easy thing to do, you know, to get that strength up, to go out there to kill, to fight. You know, it takes a lot of energy, right? Because soldiers, they want to get paid. But these guys volunteered. And it shows you the hate, man. On November 29th, just one day after Black Kettle's deal, the Colorado volunteers attacked Sand Creek. Nearly all the Cheyenne men were out hunting, leaving the women, children, and elders with no one to protect them. Between 100 and 400 Native Americans were slaughtered. Although Chivington was denounced by much of the country, he was never formally charged with anything. Wow, he wasn't charged. He got away. But yeah, man, and that's what they did. And that shows you that the so-called white man is a coward. Shows you his cowardice. He waited until the men left to go hunt. And then look who they attacked. They attacked women, children, and elders, man. The elderly. Wow. And killed 100 to 400 of them. Wow, man. Damn shame, man. You see, and this is what they have done unto you. Done to you, Slakia. This is what they have done to you. And you know, they're gonna pay for that. They're gonna pay for that. They're gonna pay for all their crimes. They're gonna pay. Yeah, man. So that's all that I have. You know, I just some thoughts. Actually, I want to close up with this. This is Genesis 49 and 49 and 19. And it says here, Gad, a troop, shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. And yeah, that troop was the American cavalry. They overcame you. Right? They overcame you. But you're going to overcome at the last. So in these last days, you're going to overcome. The Lord's going to put the Spirit on you. And you're going to overcome. And really, you're going to really overcome when the Lord comes back, man. When Yahushua comes back. That's when you're going to overcome. You're going to get that power. You're going to get that power. And that same power is going to go right along with your warrior spirit. And that's why your name is Gad. Right? Didn't your mom, Leah, name you that? Genesis 30. think that's Genesis 30 and I think it's 10. Yeah, Genesis 30 and 10. So it says here, and Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, a troop cometh. And she called his name Gad. Yeah, so it was Zilpah, okay? Handmaid. So he called you, she named, well, Leah named you a troop. You know what a troop is? A troop is a body of soldiers. And that's how you Gadites are. You guys are like soldiers, man. You guys are warriors. You have that same warrior spirit. You know, you're soldiers, man. You fight to the end. You fight to the death. And you're still fighting to this very day. You're a very serious tribe. And in fact, you're one of the warrior tribes that come out of the nation of Israel. And you're a very peculiar people, man. Man, when you go into the history of the Gadites, when they would go into battle against these devils, you were the only ones charging at them on a horse with like a slingshot in your hand, charging at them and shit. Yeah, you were doing serious stuff, and they were scared of you, man. But you know, you through prophecy, they took you down because it was prophesied that they would do so, man. And you know, a lot of the military weapons that they have are named after you, like the Apache helicopter, right? And a lot of the weapons they designed were really to kill you, like the Gatling gun, the revolver, the Colt 45. Yeah, so it just shows, man. Hey, you guys are a warrior people. You Gadites, you're a warrior people. But anyways, with that, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that do teach one, that have taught me this truth. You guys say shalom and shalom to the hopeful elect. Kwame Shalom about the ball. Shalom.